Hi students, discussing today the important chapter again, the important part of this chapter, that is transportation in plants, and what are the substances that have to be transported. You can very well think of these two substances, that is those are water and minerals and the prepared food. So water and minerals are being transported by xylem, that is called the ascent of sap, and the food prepared is translocated by phloem. So these are the two substances which are being transported, water and minerals and the prepared food. So water and minerals, as I just now said, it is the ascent of sap by the vascular bundle tissues, xylem, which is having a number of tissues, as you all know, the tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So the main conducting tube in the xylem is the tracheids and xylem vessels. Others are supporting tissues. So xylem is carrying the water and minerals from root to the aerial parts of the plant. But how this movement is taking place, movement of water and minerals, that you have to remember, and there are the processes which are known as root pressure and also the transpiration pull, which are the main reasons for this ascent of sap. So root pressure, what is that? By osmosis, water is moving from one cell to another in the cortex of the root, and that means the water is moving from a turgid cell to a less turgid cell. So there will be alternate expansion and contraction of the cells of the cortex, and this alternate expansion and contraction will cause what? Will cause root pressure, a pressure which is known as root pressure. So root pressure will push the water in the cells and also in the cortex and then in the xylem. So this is a method by which water is being pushed upwards, but this can work only in small plants like herbs and shrubs, but not in tall trees. So what is the more common and more powerful process? That is the transpiration pull. Water is being evaporated through transpiration through the stomata, and what is happening? Still there is a column of water molecules from the roots to the leaves, up to the leaves. And this, in this column, the cohesion of the water molecules and the adhesion with the surrounding cells will generate a suction pull, a suction force which is pulling the water upwards. This is called the transpiration pull. So this is the major reason of the ascent of sap. How the water and minerals are moving upwards in even tall trees is because of this transpiration pull. And then in some small plants, imbibition is also a reason, but that will not work in tall trees. And there are two other terms, guttation and bleeding, that you have to remember. Bleeding means wherever there is a cut on the plants, if there is exudation or some liquid substance is coming out, it is called bleeding. And if it is from some openings in the part of the plant or specialized tissues which are called hydrathodes, then it is guttation. So you have to remember the difference between bleeding and guttation. Then about translocation of food, it is done by phloem. Phloem is also a bundle tissue which is made of some tissues like sieve tubes, the companion cells, the phloem parenchyma, phloem fiber. Here these are all channels made up of tube-like structures. So the main conducting tube in phloem is the sieve tube. And how this translocation is taking place? So there is a hypothesis which is known as Bunch's hypothesis. What does it say? It says that the food is carried from a site of higher concentration to a site of lower concentration. The site of higher concentration is known as source, and the site of lower concentration is known as sink. So in very young seedlings, what will happen? The source of food is cotyledons and the sink is the root. So movement will be from the source, from the cotyledons to the roots. So this is clear in very young plants or seedlings. So the translocation occurs here from the cotyledons to the root. And then in older plants, what is happening? Where the source is there, where the food is prepared, in the leaves. In the mesophyll cells, what is happening? Because of the turgidity, water is filling in. So the cell content also is because of the high turgor pressure or high turgidity, the cell content is also entering into the sieve tube of the phloem. So cell content is carrying what? Is carrying the food material also. So like this, phloem is translocating food. Because here what has happened? In the mesophyll cells, the turgidity is increasing because water is filling in. So this increased turgor pressure is enabling what? Is enabling the cell content also along with water to enter the sieve tube of the phloem. And then phloem is translocating or transporting this food, carrying this food to other parts, to all the parts of the plant. So this is the difference between xylem and phloem. Xylem is unidirectional, but phloem is moving. Phloem is there. The food is carried upwards and downwards also. So this is the difference between the translocation and the transportation of water and minerals. So these points you have to remember, students, in this chapter, and with this I am ending this portion and we'll come back with some other important aspects. So till then, goodbye and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.